Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
After months of threats, the North Korean dictator, Kim Jong-un launched an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, that has sent shockwaves around the world. For the first time in decades, there is a real threat of World War III on the horizon, and after what was just discovered off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, it could be sooner than later. For months, North Korea has been doing their best to goad the United States and other countries into a massive world war. However, that has not happened thanks to the level and strong leadership of President Trump and his trusted administration. Though, while North Korea is one real threat, there is another country out there vying for the title of a world superpower as well, and that is Iran. Under the failed leadership of Barack Obama, he allowed a Middle Eastern country to flourish by lifting sanctions off Iran in his landmark nuclear deal with the Muslim nation. Conservatives across America were irate after learning of this deal that came across as too lenient for the predominantly Muslim country. Now, Iran appears to be pushing for a war after Iranian ships were spotted in the Gulf of Mexico, and if that is true, we could be in for a long winter. Here is more from J-Post. As Iran continues to fight to become a global superpower, the Islamic Republic's flag may soon be flying halfway across the globe on warships sent to the Gulf of Mexico, Iran's new Navy commander has announced. Our fleet of warships will be sent to the Atlantic Ocean in the near future and will visit one of the friendly states in South America and the Gulf of Mexico, Iranian Navy Commander Rear Admiral Hossein Khanzadi was quoted by Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency as saying. Iran will likely use the warship's visit to Latin America to advance its relationship with its ally Venezuela, a U.S. adversary. And while Iran's navy poses no real threat when up against the American Navy, Khanzadi added that new vessels and submarines will be introduced next year to bolster the country's fleet. At a press conference in early November, outgoing Naval Commander Rear Admiral Habibullah Sayari said that sailing in open waters between Europe and the Americas should be the Navy's goal, which will be realized in the near future. Iran has increased its presence in international waters in recent years. According to Sayari, Iran has sent 47 flotillas of warships into international waters, including last November when an Iranian naval flotilla entered the Atlantic Ocean after sailing around Africa. No foreign military official could even imagine that the Iranian naval forces might reach the Atlantic Ocean, Sayari stated during a ceremony in August, adding that no one saw it likely that Iranian forces could sail around Africa or go to the Suez Canal, but they proved to be capable of doing it. In 2014, Iran said it would send warships into the Gulf of Mexico to protest the U.S. Navy presence in the Persian Gulf. The U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet, based in Bahrain across the Persian Gulf, and Iranian vessels have clashed in recent years in the Persian Gulf. But the ships never made it, and according to Mir Javdan, Iran lecturer Interdisciplinary Center, IDC, in Herzliya and researcher at Mir Rezvi Center for Iran and Persian Gulf Studies at Haifa University, it's not clear if Iran is actually going to do it, this time either. Making an announcement is very different than actually being able to carry out such a big and sophisticated task of sending Iranian ships all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, Javdan told the Jerusalem Post. And even if Iran succeeds, I think it's going to be mostly for show for domestic purposes. The Iranians have said that the Americans have no business being in the Persian Gulf, and therefore maybe by doing this they are trying to reciprocate by saying that just as you come to our backyard we can come to your backyard. While Iran has repeatedly warned that any act of transgression into the country's territorial waters would be met with an immediate and befitting response, according to Javdan, the U.S. Navy in the Persian Gulf has got far more sophisticated anti-aircraft weaponry systems, aviation systems, and marines than the Iranians' ships, so the two can't be compared. The Iranian Navy is also currently taking part in the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium Multilateral Maritime Search and Rescue Exercise 2017, IMSAREX-17, which began Monday, along with the navies of 32 other countries. According to Tannen, Iran's naval military presence in international waters is aimed at demonstrating their naval power and extending a message of peace and friendship. The growth of Iran's navy is concerning to Israel, especially after Iran's Chief of Staff Major General Mohammad Hossein Bagheri said that setting up naval bases in Yemen and Syria was 10 times more important than nuclear technology. With the latest development from North Korea firing off missiles and the discovery of Iranian ships in the Gulf of Mexico, it could spell serious issues for America and our allies. For years, Obama only emboldened our enemies to the point where now they think they can do whatever the heck they want without any repercussions. Thankfully, Trump is no one's fool and will do his best to quell the beat of war drums before it is too late. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.